Hello dear students, welcome to Pen and Paper Chemistry. We are continuing with our learning about the states of matter, and this is lesson number 11 in the set of videos, and where we are dealing with some more numericals on the topic. So get your pen and paper ready. So here's your first numerical. Go ahead, try it yourself. It says 5 moles of a gas. As already explained, why don't you try doing the numerical yourself first before seeing the solution? So what do we have over here? We have the number of moles of the gas as 5 moles. 5 moles of a gas at 27 degrees Celsius. So what's the temperature in Kelvin? 27 plus 273 gives us 300 Kelvin. Exerts a pressure of, so we have the pressure over here as 3.35 bar. What is the volume occupied by the gas? So what do you have to find over here? V, as simple as that. So what are you going to apply over here? Yes, absolutely, the ideal gas equation. We are going to assume that the gas is ideal and substitute the values, as simple, alright? Applying the formula. So what do you get the answer as? The answer comes out as 37.16. But tell me, what unit are you going to apply? The value of R that I have taken over here is 0.083 decimeter cube bar per Kelvin per mole. So if you know the value of R, what will be the unit of volume over here? Absolutely right, this will be decimeter cube. Let's go on to the next numerical. There we go. Determine the number of protons in 3.2 grams of dioxygen gas. Now these questions are quite similar to the ones which are there in your textbooks, any of the textbooks that you see, but I have altered the values so that you can get some more practice while doing the questions in your textbook. Determine the number of protons in 3.2 grams of dioxygen gas. Now it's a very odd kind of question. We are asking you the protons and you're giving me, we are not giving you any temperature, there's no volume, there's no pressure, right? So how are we going to go ahead with it? Yes, we are going to apply the Avogadro concept. Equal volumes of all gases under similar conditions of temperature and pressure contain the same number of particles, and that number of particles we had said was the Avogadro number, and I'm going to take it as 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 as the Avogadro number to solve this numerical. Go ahead, pause the video, try it yourself first. Okay, so if you've tried, let's go step by step. We know that 1 mole of any substance, of any gas, so for example I've got dioxygen, that means I've got O2 over here, right, will contain an Avogadro number of molecules, right, and 1 molecule we know is made up of how many atoms? Yes, absolutely, 1 molecule is made up of 2 atoms. Therefore, Na molecules will contain how many atoms? Correct, twice the number of atoms, so 2 into the Avogadro number of atoms. Now, we also know that the atomic number of oxygen is 8. That means each atom has how many protons? Correct, it will have 8 protons. In other words, 2 into Avogadro number of atoms will contain how many protons? Go ahead. Yes, this will have 2 into the Avogadro number into 8 protons. Right? Now it becomes simple. Now what do you have to see over here? Now how many moles of dioxygen are there in 3.2 grams of dioxygen? Yes, absolutely, that will, first we'll find out the number of moles of dioxygen. So that will be the mass divided by the molar mass, which will be 32. So you have 0.1 moles. Go ahead, now it's plain unitary method. So 0.1 mole of O2 would be how many molecules? Correct, 0.1 into the Avogadro number of molecules. This would be equal to twice the number of atoms, right? And these many atoms will contain how many? 2 into the Avogadro number into the number of moles into 8 protons. Now what do you have to do? You simply have to substitute the value of Avogadro number as 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 into 0.1 into 8. While solving this, if you are using a calculator, okay, that will be pretty simple. If you are not using a calculator, my advice to you would be don't touch this at all. First manage this. 0.8 into 2 gives you, correct, 1.6. Now 1.6 into 6.023 and check about the significant figures and give me the answer. According to me, the answer is something like 9.637 into 10 to the power 23. Any differences, any discrepancy, please feel free to share with me your comments in this. Ready to go on to the next question? Now this question is quite similar to questions that you get in the competitive exams as well. It's nothing, it's a simple unitary method. It says if it takes 1 minute to distribute 10 to the power 5 apples, right, determine the time taken to distribute an Avogadro number of apples, correct? So I've got over here, how do I go about this question? As I said, this is a simple unitary method. So number of apples. I've got 2 columns over here. It takes 1 minute to distribute 10 to the power 5 apples. Whatever be the method. Determine the time taken to distribute an Avogadro number. So now what is the Avogadro number? You can take it as 6.023 into 10 to the power 23, or if the question advises, you can also take it as 6 into 10 to the power 23. Because it has not been specified that we take it as 6 into 10 to the power 23, I am going to take it as the original value. So what is the time taken over here? We don't know. Whatever we calculate will be in minutes, correct? So what do we have? 1 divided by x. What do I do? Divide this by this, divide this by this, as clear, right? Or we could also write this as x by 1 is equals to 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 upon 10 to the power 5. Now what will be your answer in? Correct, it will be in minutes. What do I do to convert it into hours? Now 1 hour is how many minutes? Correct, it will be 60. So I divide it by 60. Now this is quite a large value. So what do I do is let me convert it into days. Now 1 day has 24 hours, so I divide it by 24. We can also convert it into years because this value is quite large. Now we will take 1 year as having 365 days. So when you do this, you will get your answer in terms of years. Can you give me the answer how much you get? Now according to my calculation, it is 1.146 into 10 to the power 13 years, because we are talking about an Avogadro number of apples. So imagine how big that number is. Got it? Good going so far? Ready for the next numerical? Now this question that you see on your screen, we have done a question similar to this in our earlier video as well. But just because I wanted to reinforce this topic of Dalton's law, that is why I have taken it up again, because many a time students are confused with how to do this question. Again, request is to pause the video, give it a break. Try doing the question yourself. Then tally the answer. Okay, so what I've done again is I've jotted down the data. It says 1.5 decimeter cube of the cylinder. That means the entire volume which is available to the gas is 1.5 dm cube if it was occupying the container alone. So I'm taking the first case of oxygen and then we're going to jot down the data for nitrogen. Volume is 1.5 dm cube. So what will be the pressure? The pressure that you get now would be called as the partial pressure of oxygen. Similarly, assuming that nitrogen occupies the entire volume of the cylinder, the pressure that you get would be the partial pressure of nitrogen. If you notice over here, R and T are same for both of the gases and volume is also 1.5. So before I go on to put in the values, what do is, let me simplify things for myself. We know that the total pressure that will be exerted would be the sum of the partial pressure of the two gases, right? So I can just put it as N1 RT upon V plus N2 RT upon V. So RT upon V can be taken as constant N1 plus N2. Got it? So now simply substitute the values. You've got all values over here. R is also given to you. Temperature 300 Kelvin. Volume is 1.5. Number of moles. How do you determine number of moles? Mass divided by the molar mass, that is 32. Mass of nitrogen divided by the molar mass of nitrogen, that is 28. And give me the answer to this question, please. I would love to hear your answers or to read your answers in the comment section. I hope this is helping you to build your confidence in attempting numericals. Now this is the last question. This I have not modified any data in this. It's a direct question. Go ahead, attempt it. It says 2.9 grams of a gas at 95 degrees Celsius occupied the same volume as 0.184 grams of dihydrogen. So I've got gas X over here and I've got hydrogen gas over here. The mass of the gas over here is 2.9 grams, mass of gas X, and the mass of hydrogen is given to us as 0.184 grams. The temperature of gas X is 95 plus 273. Temperature of hydrogen that we've got is 17 plus 273. The unit that will be applicable over here? Yes, absolutely. Don't forget to convert it into kelvins. Get the value here. Now, what's the next thing? It says you have, molar mass of the gas X. Now, because we know that it is hydrogen, that means the molar mass of hydrogen would be 2 grams per mole. Got it? So, now it's simple. Because if you notice over here, it's the same volume. So, VV is the same over here. They are exerting the same pressure also. So, PP also is the same for both of them. Now, we know that PV is equals to nRT, right? That means number of moles of gas X into R into T is equals to the number of moles of hydrogen into R into the temperature. Let me just remove the multiplication sign so that it doesn't cause any confusion over here. Now RR is the same on both sides. Now what are we left with? Number of moles. How do you determine number of moles? Mass divided by the molar mass of gas X into the temperature, that is your 95 plus 273. What's the value you've got? Substitute the value. Again, number of moles of hydrogen, that is mass divided by the molar mass into the temperature. Again, substitute the value and give me the answer. Would you like to know the answer to this question? Absolutely. It is 40 gram per mole as the molar mass of gas X. So want to deal with another numerical? Yes. Pick up any of the textbooks that you have, any of the reference books. Attempt at least 10 numericals on this topic. And when you've done that, please don't forget to put a smiley in the comments section. Your smileys will give me the encouragement to go on with the videos, and I will know that they are helpful for you. Wish you the very best. Stay connected.